Hey everyone, I'm BJ and this is Brickhouse Builds. In this video we're going to be talking about all of the different projects that I have going on currently, what to expect, what the schedule is, and we're going to be announcing a second channel, so stick around. Now this video is going to be a little bit shorter and the goal here is to do more of a housekeeping episode. I've been putting up a lot of different content lately and on various bikes, various projects, and I feel like this will be kind of a good kind of reset for you guys to understand where I'm at with different things. So without further ado, let's jump on into it. Now starting with Aspen, she's a continual project. She's actually going to have surgeries tomorrow on her leg, but we're not here to talk about that. We're going to talk about motorcycles. So the CB750, my 1975, I call Patty. You guys have seen a recent video I just put up of replacing the fork boots on it. So this thing is actually kind of in tip-top shape right now. I do eventually need to put a clutch in this thing as it's been on the end of its life basically since I got it running. So it does need a clutch and it does need swing arm bushings, but you know what, it's so hard to take apart a running bike. The next thing you see me do to it though will likely be a clutch. So as far as CB750s are concerned, you guys have not seen this project. This is actually a 1976 model, and this is a chopper I picked up locally. So I have the carburetors off of it right now, as well as all the body work, because right now we're in the middle of a revival for it. So I'm hoping this is going to be one of the next motorcycle videos you see, because we're almost to the point where we have it running. This is going to be a fun project. All I want to do is just get it going, keep it exactly how it is as a time capsule, and just have it. It's going to be a neat bike. Behind that, you guys will recognize my 79 Honda CBX. This is a restoration project. I have the engine over here on the bench because we're getting back on that one. So one of the bigger delays with this bike obviously was time, but also I'm working on getting more tools for the back of the shop that will help the restoration both improve in quality as well as efficiency. So I'm kind of setting all of that stuff up in the background, and then we're going to jump back into this thing. Next to it, we do have the Benelli 750 SAE. This is the barn find motorcycle that I have. And yeah, you can see here I have a Laverda 750 tank on it. Picked that up at Barber Vintage Fest at the swap meet. I just think it looks cool. We may end up using it, we may not end up using it, I don't know. So coming over here, we have a few other things. We have Ranger Green in here. I just need to put a battery in it and get it back to the customer. I have another Honda CX500, which you'll notice has a quite long extension to it. I actually bought this for parts, but it has a good title, and I feel like we can go ahead and fix it and maybe down the road eventually make it kind of a spare parts build or something radical. I don't know. I'm getting kind of burnt out on CX500s for a little while, and I know you guys are too, so we're not in any kind of rush on this one. I do need to fix the frame so it's easier to move around though. We are gonna quickly scroll past that one. You guys don't need to know about it just yet, but I know I just said we have enough CX500 projects. This one's gonna be really simple. This does run. I do have a video on picking this bike up, but the mission right now is actually to make a custom exhaust system for it. And the goal with this exhaust system is going to be something that you guys can make in your garage if you have a MIG welder. So I know I've made a lot of exhaust systems in the past using my TIG, and I feel like a lot of people assume that's the only way you can do it, whereas I got my start building exhaust systems with a MIG welder, and I want to show you guys exactly how to do that. So my friend Seth, who you've seen in multiple videos on here, I'm actually going to make him he's gonna come up with the idea and the execution. So I'm basically gonna record him making the exhaust system that he wants, and the whole idea is to show you guys that you can do it too. So that will be an upcoming video. I'm just starting to collect parts now, and we're in the planning stages of it. So hopefully we can get something like that up pretty soon. We'll comb through this bike, kind of get it going, and then it will be for sale. So if you guys are interested in this custom one, it does have like an M unit on it, and it's been like completely gone through. If you guys are interested in this thing, keep an eye out for it. Coming back a little bit further, we have Grandfather's Axe. This thing is in here just for carburetor issues, basically. The customer finds it a little bit hard to start, so I think my mission is to maybe figure out an easier way for him, or maybe change the combination altogether. But This one's not in a hurry right now. It just looks good sitting here, and we're going into winter, so yeah, that will be who knows when. Now over my shoulder here, we have the Bandit. Doesn't really need anything other than to just get more miles put on it. So you guys have seen I have made plenty of videos on this bike. We did the handlebars on it. We've painted these side covers black. I made the video of just picking it up in general. Fantastic bike. Love it. Next to it, we have my customer's GS450. I have made many videos on this in the past. And it is in here just because it sat for a little bit too long and the carburetors are a little bit gunky. So it will not go past idle right now. And we're just going to pull these things off, clean them up, and send it back on its way. I'm probably not going to document that one just because I have so much other stuff to do. But again, that's just something else on my plate right now. But it's interesting nonetheless. Now, coming back here, we have lots of other stuff to talk about. So let me flip the mic around and I'll talk about some of these projects over here. All right, starting off, we have this CB500T. This is actually going to turn into a custom build this year. So more on that later, but this is going to be a very cool project that I'm looking forward to. I do have a previous video using this bike where I developed a monoshock system on it for my friend Thomas of Mile Zero Racers. So be sure to go back and check those out. It was really cool. But right now it's just back to the factory suspension because we only used it for mock-up. Now next to it I have a single airbag cam CB750. This is a 78 model. And this was actually the first bike that I got me into all of this. And I haven't worked on it since probably 2016. Yeah, exactly. Now it does have a GSXR front end on. It's on there, but it's not really, there's not even any bearings in there. So that's not the front end I would anticipate using, but I have it and it needs to roll, so that's why it's on there. Next to it is a parts bike. This is a 93 Suzuki Katana 750, or a, what do you guys call them, kettles or something? Anyway, that is a parts bike because we're going to use the engine, the suspension, and some other bits on a 77 GS550 frame, and that is going to be a very cool upcoming build. Next to it, Wanda, my XS400 project. So this thing is actually getting pretty close. I'm just kind of waiting to, I don't know, I know I've been dragging my feet on this thing, but I need to start wiring it and mock up the rest of the electronics, and then we can kind of take it all apart, clean it up, and finish the bike off. It really doesn't need a whole lot, and I do have a bunch of videos on it, so definitely go back and check those out. Next to it is my dad's Road King. So this really doesn't need a whole lot other than to diag a charging system issue, and then we'll probably just swap out the handlebars on it and ride it. That's all it really needs. My V-Strom. I recently put out a video on this thing. I bought it as a kind of a lost cause and ended up putting an engine in it, and all I've been doing since is riding the snot out of it because it's one of the best bikes I've ever had. So be sure to check out that video. It was really recent and it was a good one. I have a couple Suzuki Bergmans back there. We're not really doing anything with those. The silver one needs to go to a new home, and then the blue one I have a feeling I'm probably just going to end up selling because since I have the V-Strom, I'm not really touching that anymore. I don't know. This is convenient to have, but space is also convenient to have. So in the corner of the shop here you can see it's just a little bit chaotic. So this week I'm getting some electrical brought in here, and we're going to start revamping the corner of the shop and getting, you know, I've got my lathe over here and I've got my welder over there. So we can start setting up the corner as my fabrication area, and that is much, much needed. So other tools will be coming our way, a vapor hone and a big old compressor. So again, that's why the CBX restoration has kind of halted, is because I want these tools in hand. So Aspen's checking out this new one over here. This is a 72 CB750. Just picked this up like a week ago on a marketplace, and it was local, and it was kind of like I had to get there and get out real quick. But this is actually going to go to my friend Seth. He has been looking for a good rider CB750. So this one being a 72, it is a little bit modified, but it's actually in very, very good shape. Now, of course, anytime my friends come over, I'm always like trying to get them to ride my bikes and stuff because it's fun to have everybody else experience this stuff too. And after Seth rode my CB750, you know, Patty, he just kind of fell in love with it and wanted one on his own. So this one is going to be for him, as I said, and he's gonna make it basically like a daily rider type bike, and I'm excited for it. So we will do a revival video on it, and it will primarily be him working on the bike, but he's good. So you guys should listen to what he has to say. Now, speaking of that chopper I got up front, I do have the carburetors for it all blown apart on this table. We are working on the ultrasonic cleaning of all of the components. So I have most of it done, and then I just need to work on doing like the slides and stuff like that and get it knocked out because we're getting close there. And then as we turn, we notice these things in the background. So that brings me to tangents. Let's talk about it. So yeah, we have a couple cars here. You guys have probably seen a video on this car, or at least a video containing this car, but you have not seen this project, and that is for good reason. So I had asked in the past if you guys were interested in any car content, and unfortunately made it very clear that you were not. And every car video that I've put up since then, or non-motorcycle related video, has just mass unsubscribes. And it's unfortunate because I do feel like cars and bikes and all that stuff should be a common interest, but you know, if you guys are only coming to the channel for motorcycle content, I can't be mad at that. I'm just happy you guys are coming to the channel regardless. So in order to kind of stop the massive subscriber drops and stuff like that from car content, we're giving it its own home. And that is the new channel that I have called Tangents by BHB. So name should be pretty obvious. Everything that's not motorcycle related, we're off on a tangent. And that is where I'm going to showcase all of the car content, and I'm super excited about it. So the Pantera I have shown in other videos, and we are going to just be tinkering with it, making sure it's in tip-top condition at all times, taking it to shows, doing an occasional drive, but it will just kind of stay how it is. But next to it, I have my 1987 Porsche 924S, and this is going to be a long-term build, and I am beyond excited for it. This is something that I have wanted for so long. It's going to be really cool. So over on the other channel, I will link it below, I'm going to have a channel introduction as well as a project introduction where I will show you all about this Porsche 924, and we'll kick off videos there. Now with the second channel, what that doesn't mean is a lack of content on Brickhouse Builds. It is my mission to maintain the consistency of all of the other projects. Of course, I have builds and motorcycle projects for literal years, so fear not, that's not going anywhere. This is just a supplement and something of a passion project for me because I am kind of first and foremost a car guy. As I got my start, Brickhouse Builds actually got its start doing cars. And I ultimately made the transition to motorcycles because I could fit more of them into my shop at the same time. So that's kind of how I got started with it, but cars have never left my blood, and especially Porsches and stuff like that. My dad has had a number of them in the past, and you know what, it's about time I got mine. So this is going to be a really cool project, and I really hope you guys can tune in over on that channel. So I just hope you guys enjoy it. I know it can be a little bit annoying having you guys subscribe to multiple spots, but you know what? If I put a car video up on this channel, you guys seem to disagree with it, so I need to make sure I don't do that. Anyway, this video I know is a little bit strange. There's been a variety of content on the channel lately. I do appreciate you guys sticking around for so long. We're very close to that 100,000 subscriber mark. At the time of recording this, we're at like 96.8. Oh, I would love to get there by the end of the year. Let me tell you, that would be an amazing thing. So if we can do that, if you guys can share videos, if you can just like the videos that you're watching and just help me out in any way, leave a comment, it's greatly appreciated. So let's do two things. Let's end this year by hitting 100,000 subscribers on Brickhouse Builds, and let's have a healthy, strong start to Tangents by BHB. That would be awesome. But I'm going to end this video off. I know this wasn't the most spectacular video, but I felt it was necessary. So anyway, go check out the Tangents channel. I hope you guys like what you see over there, and I hope to see you in the next video over here. Thanks for watching.